Welcome back to ZNGP Today. In Saturday's MotoGP sprint at Sachsenring, Marc Márquez executed yet another near-flawless performance, turning adversity into advantage. Beyond the polished podium interview lay unspoken moments of risk, self-reflection, and pure adrenaline. Here's what the 8-time champion only half shared on camera. Marco Bezzecchi delivered a fierce performance in Saturday's German GP sprint at Sachsenring, leading most of the race, until Marc Márquez came knocking. Despite eventually being overtaken on the final lap, the Aprilia rider secured second place and earned high praise for his pace, adaptability, and grit. But as he revealed afterward, he knew it was only a matter of time before the number 93 came for him. While Marc Márquez once again reminded the paddock why he's poised for a 9th world title, overcoming an early overshoot to claim yet another sprint victory at Sachsenring, his teammate Pecco Bagnaia finds himself in uncharacteristic form. Despite promising Friday testing and a chassis that's beginning to click, Bagnaia finished a distant 12th in the sprint, a staggering 20 seconds adrift of Marquez. Ducati's CEO Claudio Domenicali didn't mince words when asked about Bagnaia's struggles. Francesco Bagnaia's Sachsenring weekend has spiraled into frustration and self-doubt. After a rainy sprint left him languishing in 12th, 20 seconds adrift of teammate Marc Márquez, the Ducati star opened up about a troubling lack of grip, waning confidence, and the brutal unpredictability of his GP25. Once the master of adversity, Bagnaia now admits he's struggling to understand what's going wrong, and worse, how to fix it. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. After a wide entry early in the sprint, Marquez found himself on the back foot. Rather than rein in his pace, he doubled down, chasing down Marco Bezzecchi with every ounce of instinct and taking corners on the ragged edge. I followed my instinct. Could I have crashed? Yes, because I took risks to catch Marco. But it worked out well, and that's part of my character. Marc Márquez's statement. It was more than a calculated attack. It was a testament to a rider who trusts gut feeling over data, and thrives when the danger dial is turned up. Before the lights went out, friend and confidant José Luis Martinez offered a simple, but potent, piece of advice. Exploit the advantage, even if it means flirting with disaster. As José Luis told me, you have an advantage, you can use it. If you crash, you still have an advantage. Those words unlocked the champion within, removing restraint, fueling the late race charge that sealed victory at the final corner. For all the focus on strategy, Marquez admitted the raw thrill of living at the limit keeps him returning for more. Crossing that finish line first in the sprint, he felt an electric surge unlike any other. When I crossed the line, I felt the most excited. Because of the adrenaline, you can take a lot of turns and say, do I go in? Don't go in. But when it goes well, you have to stand out. In the split-second decisions between grip and slide, Marquez finds not only victory but a deeply human joy that transcends trophies. The sprint start was a struggle. Cold tires betrayed him through the first laps, forcing wide entries and cautious lines. Yet by mid-race, the rubber came alive, and so did he. It took me a long time to get the tires to the right temperature, but when I got them up, that's where I felt most comfortable. That late race heater phase became his playground. Where others faded, Marquez thrived, turning grip into an arrow pointed at the checkered flag. After a season of ups and downs, the champion's confidence had wavered. But performances like this sprint remind him, and the paddock, of his inborn speed and self-belief. Speed isn't lost overnight. When things start going your way, you gain confidence, you try things, they work out, and you get into that loop of confidence. It's a virtuous cycle. Faith in the machine breeds daring moves, which deliver results, which reinforce faith, solidifying the Marquez resurgence. Marc Márquez's sprint win wasn't just about lap times or racecraft. It was a showcase of human spirit under pressure. Behind every polished interview line lay split-second instincts, calculated risks, and the pure thrill of living on the edge. As the German GP weekend rolls on, one thing is clear: Marquez's inner voice remains his greatest ally. Bezzecchi knew the moment he saw Marquez take second, trouble was imminent. He pushed hard to keep the 8-time champion at bay, perhaps too hard. As soon as I saw that Marquez had passed the second-place finisher, I knew I had to try to push as hard as I could so he wouldn't catch me. Unfortunately, maybe I pushed too hard at the beginning of the race. I had no grip, no acceleration, and he was very fast there. Marco Bezzecchi's statement. In pushing early, Bezzecchi overheated the left side of the rear tire, particularly costly at the Sachsenring with its anti-clockwise layout. That opened the door for Marquez. Heading into the weekend, Bezzecchi didn't expect Sachsenring to suit him. But by Saturday morning, he knew he had the pace to fight. Honestly? Yes, because come on, leaving home knowing you're heading to the Sachsenring. I didn't expect that. But after this morning, I saw that I was fast. The Italian adapted well to the evolving track conditions, proving he could go toe-to-toe with the best, even at a circuit not historically kind to Aprilia. With uncertainty surrounding Sunday's weather and longer race dynamics, Bezzecchi remains cautiously optimistic. Tomorrow we'll see. First, we'll see what the weather will be like. On Friday, I wasn't among the fastest in terms of pace. Let's say Marquez, Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, Pecco, they were all a little faster. But I'm there. Aware he's not yet a favorite for the full-distance race, Bezzecchi remains in the hunt, especially if his team can extract more grip from the Aprilia. While Bezzecchi is no stranger to wet weather struggles, Sachsenring was a welcome exception. Although the conditions were changing, I was able to adapt well. In the dry, the limit is much further forward. In the wet, everything is really on a knife's edge. Whether dry or damp, Bezzecchi showed growth and adaptability, traits essential for future podium threats. Bezzecchi's rise isn't just technical, it's personal. Surrounded by a supportive team and the nurturing environment of the VR46 Academy, he's found stability and focus. It's all thanks to the group, the guys in Noali, my friends, the Academy, Carlo, Vale, all of them. I've found some things I've been missing for a long time. In a high-pressure sport, mental peace matters. Bezzecchi's renewed serenity is translating directly into results. Bezzecchi may have lost the win, but he gained something greater, proof that he can lead, defend, and adapt under sprint pressure. As he lines up for Sunday's full race, the Italian is no longer just a midfield threat. He's a podium regular in the making, learning from every battle and building momentum. Pecco Bagnaia's rising confidence and technical gains have yet to translate into results this weekend. Speaking to Sky, Domenicali admitted that while the team has done all it can, the final responsibility lies with performance on track. If I had the solution, I would have given him some advice. When you lose 20 seconds in a sprint, you haven't had a good race. Claudio Domenicali's statement. Those 20 seconds, over a mere 15 laps, underline a performance gap of more than a second per tour, starkly contrasting with Marquez's mastery. Bagnaia has run extensive tests of new parts and altered settings, chasing the elusive right feeling. But too many changes, Domenicali suggests, can erode confidence rather than build it. Taking a lot of tests doesn't help you gain confidence, but if you don't have it, it's like a dog chasing its tail. The CEO's analogy speaks volumes. Without a stable platform, endless tweaks only perpetuate uncertainty. Some elements of bike behavior, chassis flex, front-end feedback, defy quantification. Domenicali reiterated that impressions drive development, even if they can't be measured directly. When talking about sensations, you cannot measure everything. You can only make changes and start again from there. For Bagnaia, each weekend becomes a fresh experiment, sometimes yielding breakthroughs, sometimes frustrations. Marc Márquez's sprint, marked by a recovery from an early mistake and a smooth final lap pass, showcased a rider in full harmony with his Ducati. Bagnaia's financial fortunes could not be more different. Where Marquez's risks translate instantly to gains, Bagnaia's take him further from the podium. Bagnaia has won in the wet before, yet Sachsenring's slippery surface didn't root his pace. Domenicali finds that puzzling. If anyone can excel in damp conditions, it's the two-time MotoGP champion. Bagnaia complains as if something important isn't working on the bike, but he's won in the wet, so something doesn't fit. The incongruity between past triumphs and current woes adds another layer of complexity to the team's challenge. Pecco Bagnaia's season may have peaked earlier than expected, but Ducati's faith in their champion remains intact. With Marquez extending his points lead and Bagnaia searching for answers, the factory's focus now shifts to restoring momentum. As Domenicali said, solutions lie in more than data, they demand confidence. And until Bagnaia rebuilds that inner certainty, the hunt for results will continue to outpace the gains on the garage floor. After finishing far outside the points in wet conditions, Bagnaia didn't sugarcoat his struggles. It was a very difficult day. I don't remember being so slow in MotoGP in the wet. The problems are obvious and evident, and as a result, it's difficult to find a solution, which probably won't come. Pecco Bagnaia's statement. Bagnaia's tone was uncharacteristically bleak. This wasn't just a technical complaint, it was an emotional admission of vulnerability. Bagnaia confessed that each attempt to increase his pace brought him closer to disaster. I'd like to go faster, do much more, but I'm at the mercy of what happens. Every time I try to push, the rear gives way. The times I've tried to go a little further, I've risked crashing. Grip at the rear is his Achilles heel, and without it, he says he's simply unable to get the inside of the car in and race naturally. The Sachsenring soaking surface amplified his unease. When you ride with little feeling in the wet, it's even more amplified. It doesn't help. The lack of connection with the bike, especially early in wet conditions, makes Bagnaia tentative, uncertain, and uncompetitive. It's a vicious cycle. The new chassis he'd been testing wasn't part of the issue, at least, not today. No, because we were in the dry. Yesterday I was quite fast. But reading the comments from all Ducati riders, they all complained of excessive grip in the first 3 to 4 laps. Something I didn't have at all. That could have been a warning sign. Unlike his peers, Bagnaia didn't experience early grip in Friday's dry running, an anomaly that foreshadowed his disaster in the wet. Amid performance concerns, Bagnaia also flagged potential danger at high-speed braking zones. Turn 8 and Turn 7, if you crash there, you'll probably end up against the air fence. It's not at all safe. It was a rare public swipe at circuit safety from Bagnaia, adding further tension to an already uncomfortable weekend. Despite it all, Bagnaia believes a dry race could provide an escape route. If it were dry tomorrow, we could still fight for a top 5 finish. The drier it is, the more potential I have. Dry conditions give him hope, but in the wet, he warns a radical change is essential. We can't end up 40 or 50 seconds behind without doing anything. Ducati CEO Claudio Domenicali has remained a visible pillar of support. Domenicali is by my side. He approached me trying to give some encouragement. But I want, and he wants, to fight for the front positions again. Bagnaia's bond with Ducati management remains strong, but results are missing, and time is running out. Bagnaia is caught in a brutal storm, literally and figuratively. From setup confusion to grip woes to emotional wear and tear, Pecco is losing ground, confidence, and clarity. With Marc Márquez dominating both conditions and headlines, Pecco's only escape may come with Sunday's sunshine and a clean slate. But even then, the path back to the front has never felt steeper. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!